And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sherard Show. I'm your host, Sherard, having a fabulous time here, talking about how they said I would never make it, but look at me now. You know, even though we have not made gotten to where we want to be, our plateau, you probably haven't become the next Nicole Kidman yet, but you're on your way to that. And you know, you're on your way to being the biggest producer since John Singleton, but you're not there yet. And then you are on your way to being the biggest actor next to Brad Pitt, but you're not there yet. But you're happy from where you are now, right? Correct?
That's
not
right.
content, but you're happy, right? Now, what do you enjoy, Francis, most about being in the industry?
I love the people that I meet. There's a fun, creative collaboration that happens throughout the industry, regardless of what position you're in. And I think like working with people, investing in something that you're passionate about, and then seeing the fruits of your labor, I think that's the coolest thing as far as like a lifestyle choice.
So now, what's the coolest project that you're currently working on, or that you have worked on?
Okay, those are different. I think the coolest project I worked on was probably the toughest project, and I did Shakespeare, which I thought I wouldn't do. And I worked with an incredible teacher and director who was my teacher at a conservatory, and she was the benefit of having your director be your teacher is she knows your strengths and weaknesses. So I really grew in that sense. And the most fun is I've been able to work with some buddies on a show that we're writing. We work together in the mental health field as counselors, and we have a pretty candid view of kind of like the backbone of what goes on behind mental health. Really? And that's going to be fun. Yeah.
Really? Now, when is this project coming out?
We should start production hopefully the end of the summer. And then as far as the release, that's all the logistics have to work themselves out. We may release it online first, and that may be kind of the catalyst of it.
Love it, love it. Yeah. Now, Sean, besides working with me and being my cameraman off location, what's the second funnest thing you like doing?
Yeah, that's the first, second, and third. But let's see, what's the fourth? Probably working on. Yeah, just my comedy sketches. I really love it. That and I perform too. I perform around LA.
You're a stand-up comedian?
I do something weird. It's called rap comedy. So I rap, and my name is Candy Bro. So yeah, I go on stage and
what's the inspiration behind Candy Bro? I'd like to hear that one.
So that one, I just thought it was like a really silly name. I really like anime, so it just feels like anime a little bit, like Cowboy Bebop. I don't know if you know, but yeah, so it's just really silly, and yeah, I just do all these weird characters and rap funny, and I think the sketches and doing that crazy stuff.
Really?
It's a lot of fun.
Is it Seinfeld kind of comedy?
No, I probably not Seinfeld. It's more like Tim and Eric, if you ever saw that, or like kind of like the Boondocks.
Oh,
like
okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, like a mixture of them.
We'll talk more next. I want to hear one of his jokes and kind of laugh, you know. now, what about you, Kat? What's one of the funnest projects you've done?
I've done a lot of fun projects, so that's actually really hard to say. But okay, aside from Hollywood, I did direct a play when I was in college, when I was a senior, and it was a one-act. It was a comedy. It was called Something Borrowed, Something Blue, written by Aubrey Whitfield. It was actually very good. And there's a funny story behind that, because I originally I complained about it in front of her, not knowing that she was the writer. Because I was expecting to get something different, to be truthful. And it was, I have a very good habit of sticking my foot in my mouth, and that was one of them, one of the grandest moments of my life. But I think that was the funnest in that I got to see everything from the perspective of the director. And it gave me insight as an actor on how I can better approach my technique and what I give. But aside from that, the play was very funny, and I'm pro-diversity, so I made casting choices like the main girl, she was white, but her dream man was this really buff, hot Asian dude, and her sister was like an adopted Filipino sister, and like her best friend was a black girl. So there was, you know, as far as I remember casting that, I went through leaps and bounds to make sure that this was not something mundane that people would watch. And so, for me, that was...
And how long ago was this?
This was...
In your senior year?
2009. I think it took place in 2008.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive. That's impressive, and that's interesting that you did that in terms of keeping things diverse. We need more of that in Hollywood. Now, really quickly, because we're just about out of time, I wanted to give you, in 15 seconds or less, give us some advice you would give someone who's starting out in the industry. They got a bunch of haters in their ear, and they're trying to make the leap to come out and really do something big, but they just don't have that push. What kind of advice would you give them, really quick?
Go for the gusto every single opportunity, not just auditions, but when you meet someone, you don't hold anything back. Everything that's unique about you, don't let that go to the wayside. Put yourself out there, all of you. Do your best work every single time, even if you don't have any lines.
Awesome. And what about you, Sean?
Even if you're weird and silly and people are like, oh, there's that crazy white boy, just go for it, just believe in yourself and use your imagination, because if you just think about what you want to do and how you want to live your life, and then you'll just do it.
I love Sean. He is weird. He's a good guy, but he is weird. He kept saying weird about 5 times. That's my buddy. But and for you, Francis, what would you say? Really quick, what advice you would give?
I'd say be excited, because this is the next step of your life, and I think you're most successful when you're excited about what you're about to jump into.
And people can feel that energy. Awesome sauce, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you all stopping by the show. Some very beautiful people doing some big things. You definitely want to follow them. What's your Facebook, Kat?
Just Kat Smith.
Kat Smith at Facebook.com. And what about you, Sean?
IG Sean Davis Dam, and then my sketch channel is Real Choppa Extra on YouTube.
And Francis?
Francis Lansing on Facebook, and my Instagram is Frank in Flight.
And I'm Sherard. We come back, we're going to have our main event. Mr. Eric Lane is going to be stopping by, as well as my really good friend, Mr. Carl Washington. You don't want to miss this. We'll be right back right after this.